Rex does not have bad voice acting.
This right here is my favorite thing, ever.
There are countless videos on this subject, all ridiculing Rex's voice acting as being bad or cringe, and look at these forum posts. Anol 55, if you're out there, you better stay hiding, boy. Rex has absolutely terrible voice acting, which is a huge deal, since he's the main character. He never sounds like he knows what's going on. I adore the original Xenoblade's voice acting and only have problems with a couple characters, namely Dixon. It was quite disappointing to me that they didn't take the time that they needed with the dub.
This martyr stuff's not for me. Go! I ain't gonna risk my life to stop ya.
And deleted pops in. Why he deleted his account? For legal reasons, I shan't speculate, but he says, sorry to res this, but Rex, does he voice lines like he's the host on a children's breakfast morning show, lol?
I'm a little teapot, short and...
Make a girl cry? That's not gonna fly. Make a girl smile? You passed the trial.
Bastards!
So bad, and I couldn't keep playing because of it. A lot of delusional people in the comments though, pretending like it was fine. I had to put the controller down, put my face in my hands, and groan at that moment. When Jin freaks out and Rex responds,
I don't get it, but I'm not complaining.
Frustrates me so much. This illustrates my problem with Rex. He doesn't understand what's going on at all. He feels so disconnected from everything. His writing to an extent, but the voice acting mainly. He's just... Alright, that's enough. I disagree with all of this thoroughly, and I will now strawman everyone here as an American. Even though OP says he's the bloody protagonist, implying British, but... To start, you should know two things about me, Terra the Hamster. One, I'm British, and the other is I'm Welsh. Born and bred, and quickly becoming Wales's top YouTuber, so subscribe! Xenoblade 2 indulges in regional accents quite heavily. Look at the main cast. Rex's voice actor Al Weaver is from Manchester and has a fairly typical northwest accent. Nia has a very thick Welsh accent, Morag a thick Scottish accent, and Zeke a more typical posh Londony accent befitting a prince. And Pyra, Mithra and Malos are all American, which makes them feel pretty unique and stand out. Nice. This contrasts Xenoblade 1 strongly, where everyone is basically from London, or at least their accents are very typical and digestible. Even Ryan is just sort of a typical rough British accent, still very palatable to Americans. I think growing up in the UK, I view the cast of Xenoblade 2 differently. Like, they sound like normal people. You know, Rex is just a guy. Does his scream suck? I mean, yes, it does. But when he's talking or just getting emotional, it comes across really natural. And even though I live nowhere near the north, he still sounds like a lad you just have a pint with. And for me, that's kind of the point. Rex is a little rough and ready. He's a scrappy, happy-go-lucky optimist who's maybe burying a few feelings, but we'll forget that. This line one Redditor complained about, when Rex says, I don't get it, but I'm not complaining, is exactly in line with who he is. If you're not from the UK, the North is sort of characterised by many things, but the people are often stereotyped as friendly, talkative, maybe a bit quick to temper. Sound familiar? For me, a voice like Rex and a character like Rex will always be more relatable and fun than a character like Shulk, who feels like he was written as an American or just a generic protagonist. Rex feels researched, and I've always found him underappreciated.
Nia, I love you too. I love you and all you guys. So, let's do this together.
He is the best part of his game. I love his buried trauma and workaholic mentality. Seeing him grow and gain value in his life is brilliant. And may I add, he's 15 and works independently, selling and salvaging. Of course he's a scrappy little kid who's a little dense. What the fuck do you want him to sound like? He's not the most emotionally mature. He's fucking 15 and a bit thick. What do you want? And while we're here, Nia. I love Nia. Not only is she a great character who suppresses a lot of trauma as well, but her voice is awesome. Now look, I don't have a very thick Welsh accent. A lot of people have told me in real life, are surprised I was born and raised in Wales. But Nia here has a very strong Welsh accent, and I hear people like her regularly.
Every time with you, it's Have you lost your wallet? Or are you hungry? Is that really all you can think of?
Going back to my token strawman Reddit thread, many people say Nia has a thick accent. And is it weird I feel appropriated? Get my people out your fucking mouth. It's a funny reference. Nah, but seriously, as a Welshman, I love Nia. I'm not really one for token representation, but Nia and the Gormotti are so well done. They're so natural. Excellent world building. Although, I hope non-British people understand that not all Welsh people sound like this. I think for me though, on a serious note, it does sort of bother me how people say that the first and third Xenoblade games have great voice acting and 2 suck. Because 2 really does try being inclusive of all kinds of regional dialects, and I feel that gets really underappreciated. I love Xenoblade 1, but the voice acting is like Peppa Pig. It's consumable to non-Brits, and Xenoblade 3 is truly awful, and it goes right back to the play it safe and don't rock the boat mentality. Even that Mio is Welsh is not really that interesting, mostly because I've seen Paint more interesting than this cast. I fucking hate this game. Why is every character so stoic and unemotional except the American who was okay? But why is she even American? What was her name? Senna? Did they run out of Brits? The Aegises made sense to be American. It was to differentiate them. But I guess creativity here just fuck off, you know.
Do you remember what the Monado, Alvis, said to us the last time we saw him?
Isn't there a trace left inside you of your old feelings? Because if there was, even a little...
Titan's fucked. If I wasn't dead, I'd kick that guy's ass.
I know him. Yes, Yoren. Amid the rubble and the flames. Why don't you rest your head in your ass? Just useless shite.
And everybody loved the characters in 3. Was I missing something? Noah and Mio were as dull as dishwater. The only good thing about the game was Lif and Trecia over there. Anyway, back to 2. I suppose my takeaway lesson is that if you think the voice acting of Xenoblade 3 is great and Xenoblade 2 is awful, then you have no media literacy and probably hate British people. Although you can like Xenoblade 1's voice acting, because Shulk fucking slays some of these lines. But next time you see some propaganda saying Rex had bad voice acting, show them an episode of any British soap opera, which I can't show because of copyright, but trust me, there are Rexes everywhere.
Bastard, stab me. Titans, fuck!
There's a lot more to the guy than his voice. He's a kid, trying to find purpose and fulfillment in his life due to a lack of guidance from his parents because they're dead, and his feisty nature was what he needed to stay alive and survive. So show the boy some love and stop being a hater.